This is my informative speech for oral communication. My family's heritage is pretty straightforward. I talked to my father, and he actually informed me of our actual heritage, 'cause I really wasn't sure until this project came about. But the majority of my family is German, and the other half is Polish. So there's a few things there that I wanted to look at as far as German and Polish and how they relate and how I can relate to them. So, my dad's side of the family, my dad's dad is full German, came over probably prior to World War II. And my dad's mom's side of the family, is full Polish, and also probably came over prior to World War II. My mom's side of the family is also Polish, and they came over prior to World War II as well. One of the big things I used is Britannica, Encyclopedia Britannica, and a couple of the customs from Germany are actually pretty interesting. They have a very rich culture of art and the visual arts, the entertainment, the movies, and they also have a very big musical arts, lots of symphonies and lots of different styles of music that go about that. Germany is actually very civilized as far as their entertainment goes. There's a lot of different forms of entertainment in Germany, much like within the U.S., but it mostly came post 1945, post World War II, when they really started expanding out and becoming a more non-socialized kind of government and kind of country. They also pride themselves on foods like beef and pork, which I still to this day enjoy as well. I eat beef and pork almost every day, so it makes sense. And the biggest thing that stuck out to me with Germany is the Roman Catholic side of the German culture. Because my father, his family is Roman Catholic. He was raised Roman Catholic. He is one of 7 children. He's got 2 sisters and 4 other brothers. So the Catholic side of things really makes sense there. Now Germany's political parties are kind of like the U.S., where you have a lot of different types of parties. Some of them are more forerunners and forefront than the others, kind of like how we have Republican, Democrat. They have a couple very prominent parties, and a couple parties kind of just sit back in the background and don't really get the majority rule in the country. Speaking of Roman Catholic, I have my visual aid, which is a rosary. And a rosary is a symbol in the Roman Catholic or in the Catholic religion. And each one of these beads represents prayer. And you'll probably see images, and if you go to a Roman Catholic ceremony, you'll probably see people with these. I see these pretty much everywhere I go that anybody has any ties to Catholic religion. On the other side of that is the Polish or the Poland side of my family. The interesting part about this is Poland is also very heavily Roman Catholic. In fact, a lot of their success in being a country and surviving is based on the fact that they are so Roman Catholic. They also have foods that I relate to, such as pierogies and Polish sausage, kielbasa, and cabbage. Or in my case, I like fermented cabbage or sauerkraut with my kielbasa. But it's a dish I'll enjoy any day of the week. So it makes complete sense there as well. And it also makes sense in thinking that, my dad's dad and my dad's mom both came from heavily Roman Catholic countries. So they probably had a lot of the same views when they met. And ironically, what's funny about Poland and Germany is that they border each other. They're very close physically as well. Not saying that they knew each other before they came over to the U.S. or before their families came over to the U.S. They probably weren't even born yet, but it's interesting how that kind of relates back and how close they were before they knew each other and how that makes sense now. Another thing that makes perfect sense now is the economics of Poland. Germany is actually a huge player in Poland's economic sales, imports, exports, and does a lot of business with Poland. So it's really interesting to see after researching how close really Germany and Poland are. I never really thought of it that way, but they both kind of have the same strengths, as far as Roman Catholic, and they both are in the same area. So they're both embattled during those war times, and it really goes to show that it makes sense in the long run that two people from the same area, or two people whose families were from the same area, could meet, probably get along pretty easily, and make another family that has a lot of those values instilled in them. And that's pretty much all I have. Thanks.